This video is a new feature released by Google called Gemini Gems. It allows users to create custom chatbots with their own data and instructions, setting the tone, setting the style for consistency, and ultimately creating those outputs that you can reuse many times. This is an introduction to Gemini Gems as an alternative to ChatGPT's GPTs. Right, so the key difference here though is the Gemini Gems can pull in live data from all Google properties, including Gmail, Drive, and even YouTube. Right, so let's get straight into it. So what we're going to be looking at today is getting started with Gemini and the gems that have been released. And the way you would access that is by going into the advanced subscription. So you'll need to upgrade your subscription from the standard to advanced. It's currently $20 US. If you're not willing to make that investment, watch this video, see if you want to get this added functionality to your environment. And see if it works and fits for you. All right, so we're going to click onto the Gemini Advanced, and what you'll notice over here is the Gem Manager on the left hand side. So you can just click on the Gem Manager, and what you're going to see now is the pre-made gems by Google. All right, if you've created any of your own gems, it'll be starting to list over here. And what we can do is just have a quick look at what some of the constructs of these gems look like. So let's just click on the Brainstormer, and it'll basically give you a number of prompts that are pre-populated, and that's great. What we can do is also click on make a copy. So if we click back on the gems and say make a copy, we can now see exactly how they built that. All right, so you can have the purpose, the goals, the overall direction, and step-by-step instructions. All right, so this is really just good prompt engineering. So we won't copy and paste this just yet. I'm going to show you a way to do that. But if you did want to replicate this and just modify it for yourself, you could just quite easily copy it and off you go. All right, so let's just click on back. And what we want to do now is start creating our own gems. All right, gems are actually really useful for repetitive tasks, repetitive instructions, and repetitive outputs that you would like to maintain consistency over. So what I'm going to do is create a new gem, and let's give this a gem called My Admin Assistant. And this admin assistant is basically going to be a person to organize my emails and priorities for the day in a friendly, helpful tone. So this is basically just the basic prompt that we've put in here. What we can do now is click on the Use Gemini to rewrite these instructions. So let's click on that, and what it'll do now is take my very basic prompt and create a instruction set that ultimately helps set the tone for that AI assistant. All right, so it's got the purpose and the goals, it's got the behaviors and the rules. All right, so it's all of these good things over here, and you can modify this to your needs as well. All right, so that's really cool. All right, so if you wanted to test it out, you can just say here, enter a prompt just saying here, just say summarize this email. All right, so you can now go and grab your email text if you wanted to, pop it in. All right, so what it's going to do now is just going to create an interface where you can just quickly test it and ultimately see if it's working right for you. All right, yep, so it's basically given you a response. Okay, so not overly great right now, but pretty decent. It's given you consistency in what you wanted to do. So let's hit the save button. All right, my Gem Assistant has been created. All right, so if you wanted to chat with it now consistently, all you would do is click on your gems. If you click on expand over here, you got your My Admin Assistant, and you can now start chatting with that immediately. So you can pin it as well if you wanted to do that. And now it brings it to the top over there, so you can always find it again if you really wanted to. All right, now that's pretty pretty cool. It's nothing overly fancy, but I want to show you now the real power behind GEMS and how to integrate it with real-time data and your information. Right, so what you need to do is enable the extension. So let's go to settings, go to extensions, and over here what you're going to notice is the Google Workspace, Google Flights, Google Hotels, Maps, YouTube, etc., just to enable these things so that Gemini and the GEMS can actually interact with your information, which is ultimately where the real power comes in. All right, so we want to enable the Google Workspace, which gives access to Gmail, Google Docs, and Google Drive. All right, and that's the one that we really want to test out now and show you how to work with it. All right, so that's enabled. Let's go back to our Gem Manager. Let's go back to our My Admin Assistant, the one that we've just put in. And let's just click on the edit button over here. So we've created the gem, we just want to edit it. And what we want to do now is add in some instructions over here. So using the information from my inbox, and this is where it's a little bit of a trick. It's not overly intuitive, so you just type in the @ sign, and then ultimately it's going to show you which of these extensions you've enabled. All right, we want to click on Gmail, so using the information from my inbox at Gmail. And then ultimately here's the purpose and the goals that we wanted to support over here. So let's just click on update, start a chat with this admin assistant, and let's say here summarize today's emails for me and any actions to take. What I'm going to do now is it's going to take that gem, it's going to hook up to your Google Mail account, and it's ultimately going to show you the output that you were looking for. So really powerful way to connect consistently to your emails and to your Google Drive and to your Google Docs to try and get information in a way that you require without having to retype the prompts. So these are the 2 emails that have been sent to myself today. All right, so I've been invited to Alarm Index Developer and Insurance Expo, and if you wanted to see what the emails were, you could click on them over here. What you could do is you could copy it, you could share it, and ultimately create any additional information that you wanted over here. All right, so we've created an admin assistant which can help us with some of our emails. There's a couple of other features that you can look at here, so you can create other gems over here. And let's go and have a look at some of the Google Drive information. So Google Drive Finder. All right, so find documents and text relating to AI implementation. All right, and let's hit the rewrite over here and see if it's going to create the instructions for us. All right, so it's created all the instructions for us, and now what we can do is type in the @ and make sure we hook it up to the Google Drive, and we can just say, yeah, using Google Drive, help me find my documents, and ultimately let's click on save. All right, so really key is don't click on the rewrite with the @ sign in there. It just doesn't seem to work for some reason. It's a bit of a bug, but let's type in a prompt now. All right, so find me my AI implementations for enterprise AI from my docs. Yep. All right, so let's hit enter. So what it's going to do now is it's going to go into my workspace and find any documents that are relevant to AI implementations. So yeah, hopefully this has been a helpful video just to get you started with using GEMS and the power behind GEMS. And if you enjoy this video, like, subscribe, and thank you for watching.